up, dude?
Man, the myth, the legend.
The legend.
This is Indie Interviews.
Nice to meet you, bro. Again.
Part 2. This is
Part
interview
two.
part 2.
Part
We
two.
deleted the first one, and we forgot the mood banner today. But that's okay, because we're going to be coming back at you with some serious fire.
Yeah.
Flo, how we feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling okay. Like
Yeah?
you said, it's a mellow Tuesday. We're
Mellow
chilling.
Tuesday.
I got on pink, so
There
I'm
you go.
feeling good.
Alive. Good to be alive. Good to be here. Feeling free.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Flo, what is the most interesting thing about you, brother?
This thing right here.
Kadama?
Yeah.
Tell
I
me
think
about
so.
that.
I think it's because I play it so much. It's probably weird to people when they see me. And also, I don't know. I see a lot of YouTube interviews of weird shit. I like to watch that and like study like celebrities and shit like that. But that's for a different day.
Most definitely. Most definitely. What got you into Kendama?
Kendama? It was my friend Wave. Honestly, from
Okay.
my homie Wave who makes my beats sometimes. Did some features with him and shit. All those homies out there, they just was playing this shit one day, and I'm like, I gotta give me one because this shit like stimulates, It's more than just a toy for me sometimes. Like I just play with it just to like not be on my phone. Technology is a waste of time sometimes. Stupid shit, like.
Got you.
Stupid shit.
It's your outlet.
Yeah, it's like it's calming,
It's like your version of a fidget spinner then.
Yeah, it's like I'm kind of, keeps my mind stimulated. I don't know. If that makes
I got
sense.
I got you. So how long you been in Arizona for?
4 years.
4 years?
This is my 4th year.
This is your 4th year. And are those 4 years consecutive, or have you moved back and forth between here?
I moved home once.
Back
in 2015.
Okay.
I moved back home.
Tell us that story of how you came from Baltimore to Arizona and then back to Baltimore, and then what brought you back out here.
Okay, so I had a homie named 187 who actually, he's going to be producing some shit for me like real soon coming out.
Shout out 187.
Shout out 187 for real. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We've been homies for a minute. But we basically we just wanted to come out here and see what was going on with everything. He did a little bit of studies at Crash to learn how to engineer and all that stuff. So like I came out here with him just on like, just hoping like maybe I can just meet some new people he meets, so like we can just start this shit together, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then like, some shit just happened in between that, so we had to move back, regroup ourselves, and then like I decided to just make the jump back here because I realized that all the people I met, I needed to build on all those relationships and shit like that, and just be in a new space, just try to create differently than most people, or do something different from what my hometown was doing. I don't know,
Most definitely. And the first time you came out here, what was that experience like? Was there a lot of fear coming out here the first time, or was it kind of just like, I'm going for it, it's whatever?
It was kind of like excitement. Like, it was like, it was one of those things where, like I knew, like, you know it all.
Right.
You're like, no, I got this shit, I'll be fine. Like, I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna just do whatever. I mean, we ended up doing that, but like, obviously, since I moved back, we didn't think it out that well enough. You know what I mean? Because I came here with just like, I had one check from my job and like a tax return I was waiting on. Like it wasn't even there yet. So it was just like kind of like a leap of faith. It was like whatever. But I always knew I had like people who had my back. Like of course my mom and shit. So like if anything was to go like terribly wrong, I knew she wouldn't let me like just, be out there. But at the same time, like I just want to be thankful for her,
Absolutely.
with that shit, because that could have easily went left, I could have easily just been homeless or some shit like out here in Arizona, but like she made sure, she got me back home, and I still did it again, but I made it work this time,
Most definitely. And how big a role in your musical career and in life has your mom played for you?
My mom plays a big role with it because she keeps me I want to say realistic and humbled, because she's always telling me, how whatever you do, you always, you get an ego about yourself,
Right. You think you're hot shit after a little while.
Yeah, after a little while, and honestly, like I believe she keeps me humble because whenever I talk to her about this stuff, she cares and she loves that I'm doing all my stuff, but she's also like, you got to do this and this to make sure your life is in order. You know what I mean? And that's what like. That's the role I think she plays, is like not the devil's advocate, but like just kind of the person that's like realistic with me and like not just a yes man or like, you know. So my mom's like very instrumental in that. She doesn't like give me advice on what songs I should make. I remember she told me I should stop cursing so much, and I actually take that advice. Like I don't. If you ever listen to a lot of my verses, it's not a lot of curse words. It's a lot of slang and shit, but it's not a lot of this, fuck that. You know, it's just words, English. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you. No filler words.
Yeah, no filler words. Just shit that I actually know how to say. And I don't know. I guess.
I like that. Mm-hmm. How important do you think it is for upcoming artists to have a good support system, and why do you think that's important?
It's important because like no, I don't think you can do anything alone in this world. Like honestly, you know, like there's always like behind like, you know, great people and shit, there's a team of people that helps, and like you should also like, you don't want your support system to be like just people like, yes, you do this, you're great, you're great, you're great. You want a support system that actually like real life supports you. And like if you make a decision that they don't like, they'll tell you. That's what
people who are real with you.
Yeah, so it's not even necessarily a support system. It could be one motherfucker, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's your team. It's still a team. Like you still two people, you know. So in my opinion, that's how I think it's important to have that. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So we talked a little bit about what got you from Baltimore to here. Mm-hmm. So what happened when you got back to Baltimore after the first go around here? How long were you there for?
Like a year.
Literally. What were you doing?
Working.
Just working?
Yeah, dude. I worked at this place called Five Below.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I know Five Below.
I worked there for like just doing stock and shit, just to save money to come back.
That was the whole goal. You went back to Baltimore and you were like, I'm coming back to Arizona.
Yeah, for sure. Like when I left, like it was sad and like I had to regroup and shit, but it was like I didn't want to leave. Like I would rather be like, for me, I would rather be broke doing music like somewhere instead of just being like feeling stuck. And it's like, I mean, I got a good job.
Facts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a good job, but like I'm making money, but like I'm not really doing what I want to do. I don't want to do that shit every day. So, you know, I just had to get to like just back home just to really just reevaluate myself, you know, like and just rethink things, and like that shit was hard. Like I went through a lot of like sad shit during that time, you know what I mean? Because it was like because I didn't think my shit was over, but like I just felt like I built something out here that could have lasted, you know what I mean? And like I just felt unfinished. So I just saved up that year. I moved to like a couple days after that riot.
Okay.
You remember that shit? Yeah. I was like still working. Like I didn't know it was gonna happen, of course. But like leading up to that, I already put my 2 weeks and everything, and that shit just was crazy. Like I don't know. Everyone, as soon as I got here, that's where that riot happened. Yeah. Like, yeah, bro, that shit ain't fun. You know what I mean? But,
yeah. Mm-hmm. No, so yeah, and you said that you had some hard times being back there, and you know it was emotionally maybe a little bit of a challenge to leave something that you felt was so amazing that you'd built out here. Mm-hmm. What was it that got you through that? How did you overcome that adversity?
It had a lot to do with Chief, man. Like Chief 187, like that support system. Haresha, you know, they just always told me like, you know, they're not yes men, but they're also people who pick you up when you're down, and they tell you shit like, yo, you can do it. Like you can just come back out here. Like Chief opened up his home for me. You know what I'm saying? Let me move back, and like even like I was, you know, I was like kind of out of a job for a little bit, so like he helped me through a lot of that shit. Like honestly, I owe a lot of that shit to like people like him. That's some real shit. Yeah. I had like my life's not like I've been through a lot of shit, honestly. But like I'm so even killed, like no one would ever know. I know people get a perception of me, like I know they do, you know, like
everybody does.
But because it's just the way I am, I'm real quiet, reserved. I don't really share my life experiences and shit unless it's like shit like this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like it sounds like the support system is you've always had a solid support system, and that's something that you feel is super important to for everyone to have and develop.
And that's why I support those who do the same for me, you know. And not even on just like, yo, I like your music shit. Like, yo, like I fuck with you in life, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is bigger than that, and that's the people you should surround yourself with. It should be more than music to the person your support, you know. Like, it shouldn't be someone that's always like, yo, you do that song, bro, or like, yo, let's do this shit. Like, I fuck with your shit, so I'm gonna come to your show. Yeah. Like, nah, bro. Like, I fuck with him. or I
Right.
fuck with her, or I fuck with
Yeah.
this collective of people that I want to actually connect
Like-minded
with.
individuals.
Like-minded, like, yeah, not like everything is like it's like, of course you want to look out for yourself, like,
Right.
no doubt, but like a lot of things is like, I want to do this so this person can like that. And it's like a trade-off for everything.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
not really genuine, and that's what I want to start like expressing. Like, we should just all have genuine love for each other.
Absolutely.
It's not a problem just to, it's another human.
Yeah. What is it for you? What does it mean to be genuine for you? Especially in a world where we see so much artificial crap.
I don't know, just fucking with someone on a different level other than, benefits.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
actually caring about somebody.
yeah, like, for instance, like, so you say now, like, I hit you up because we're friends now. Like,
Sure.
yo, let's just kick it, play 2K, bro. You know what I'm saying?
How's
That's
that
it.
fun?
Like, that's like, or let's like, for instance, me and Andre the Bear. You know what I'm saying? That's like my brother. You know what I mean? We can talk. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got some shit going on. I can go to him and talk to
Right.
him about the shit. Not like, you know what I mean? Like it, or like if I like for instance, like, rest in peace, my uncle. But he just died. You know, like I was going through that shit. Like, he just picked me up during that time. Like,
Yeah.
shit, like that's genuine love. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, it really is okay. Like, just
You're
to
there
do that
through the
shit.
failure, not just the success.
Yeah, exactly.
You're there for the bad times, not just the good times.
And that's how
Absolutely.
I want to be with people I make music with.
Right.
Like, I don't necessarily gotta be your fucking best friend, but we should damn sure be friends.
Right.
Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
we
mean?
there for each other.
Yeah, if some shit was to happen, but
Absolutely.
it don't always work like that, and I understand that. So I'm good with both sides. Like, I can be business minded too, like,
Sure.
but just make sure you know where I'm coming from. That's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's important.
Mhm.
It's important. So tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about how you got into hip hop and when did that interest in hip hop start for you?
It always goes back to my mother, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It all starts with mom.
Yeah, she just was talking. I was just talking to her on the phone yesterday or the other day, and she was telling me how she used to always play Sade and shit, like, and Jay-Z taking me to school, and I think that's where my love of like just music in general came
Absolutely.
from. And my father was a rapper too, so I think that was in me,
Right.
It's just genetic type shit. So I don't know.
Yeah. So when did you start rapping? When was the first time you hopped on a beat?
I hopped in I don't know. Hella long ago. I know I used to write in middle school.
Yeah, you used to write in middle school?
I used to write in middle school with my friends. I used to be a gangster rapper.
Yeah?
Named Young D.
No
in
way.
middle school, dude. Like,
No way. So we're going from gangster rap to this flowy. I don't even really know how to describe your style now. It's different.
Yeah,
It's smooth.
I like that. Like, I'm glad that my style is like no one else's.
Right. That was
I
important.
appreciate that. I get a lot of it but I get a lot of my, like, I learned a lot from Wiz Khalifa and, like, Currency. Like, I get a lot of Currency comparisons, but I see it, though, you know?
Yeah.
And it don't makes me upset. Like, shit, like, that's a fucking legend, Like, but, like, I can see it because, like, a lot of the things, like, they were, like, my readings.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You know how people read books and you learn shit?
Yeah.
Like, I would listen to Wiz Khalifa and J. Cole and, like, those motherfuckers, I listened to them, like, when they were, like, me. Not, or maybe just a bigger, like, maybe, like, another step from where I'm at.
Right.
And they literally just telling you what to do. Like, it's like a book. Like, it's like, yo, don't be fake, show love, da-da-da-da. Like, and then it compounds into this.
Right.
In my opinion, like, and then you're gonna hear it. Like, it ain't my fault. It's just in my brain now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So I know we've talked in the past. We've talked off camera as well, and I know football was a really big part of who you were growing up. And I know that you went on to play college. That was D2, right? Yep. D2, and you were what, in your sophomore year when you decided?
No, I was a red shirt, so
Red
I
shirt,
never
okay.
really played.
Okay.
I don't get that.
That's
out.
right.
But I did. I practiced with the team a lot.
Right.
I practiced with the team. Practiced with the team. Worked out. Was
Right.
at all the home games. So like, I seen everything.
Yeah. I mean, you were there, and you still made it to that D2
Yeah,
level.
I made
which
it
is
to
an
that
accomplishment.
level. Yeah, that's a fucking accomplishment because I really think if I wasn't like, I think it was something with my clearinghouse. When you play and then NCAA,
Sure.
you gotta get your shit cleared before.
Right.
And I didn't get that shit done because again, like, I think it was the love. I was just like, it'll happen, and that's not good if you know. Because imagine if it was music and someone was like, yo, I need you to just fill out these papers and you can go on tour.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, I'm filling these fucking papers out today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
I think it's just like I fell out of love with it, and music was just the thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
How hard was it though to make that decision between I'm gonna stay here, play D2, spend 4 years in college, get my degree, you know, perform at a high level as an athlete. So I mean that was option one, and then it was like, okay, well there's music. How hard was it to switch between those two?
Oh, that was real hard. Especially since like you know you gotta it's like you gotta come back and be like, I'm not a football player no more.
Right.
You know how
it kind of lingers with you.
Yeah, it lingers with you because like now everybody asks you, yo, what happened, bro? Well, that's the worst part. You know, you come back like, yo, you were in college, bro. What happened? Like, you're not doing that shit no more. And you gotta be like, yeah, I fuck with the music. I was like, you don't rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they like that's the hardest part. That was the hardest part, just coming back, like, cause everybody like, cause not people aren't counting on you, but they're like counting on you. You know, it's like, yo, I want to see him do it.
Sure.
And then you don't do it, so it's like,
and,
fuck.
you're like, skirt, swerve. I'm taking this route instead.
Yeah, and they're like, what the fuck is you doing? You know, and you know, wasting all the time and effort people put in to get me to college and shit. That felt bad. You know, my mom was so proud, but you know, like she was happy with the decision that I made because like I didn't have a plan to her, but I think she knew somewhere in my head that I wasn't just like not gonna do anything.
Right.
So she was on my helmet like, you need to do this.
Yeah.
But you gonna be here. You need to get a job. And I like that about her. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it keeps you in check.
Yeah, it keeps me in check. Like, my mom was there.
She holds you accountable.
Yeah, she does.
It's important.
Yeah,
it's important.
True.
Yeah. So, what advice? Because I think that there's actually a lot of athletes out there, or maybe even artists who want to be athletes instead of an artist. But I think more likely than not, there's a lot more athletes out there who have this real creative and artistic side. I was one of those kids, and they really don't feel like they fit in with the team. They don't feel like athletics is the way they want to go, but they're really maybe afraid of pursuing that creative side. What advice do you have to give to them? How do you get through that? How do you make that decision?
You just gotta, I don't want to say pick at the end of the day, because if, you know, some people can do both. I mean, look at like Lonzo Ball, you know, he's rapping.
Sure.
You know,
pretty sure Nelly too back in the day.
Yeah, Nelly. Victor Oladipo's making songs and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's all about what you want to take in. It's like it's all about what you think is most important to you.
Sure.
Like, cause like, they probably was like, oh, I want to be basketball players and shit, but they thought that was most important at the time, so they continued to do basketball or football. And then when they got to a certain point, they started playing again. For instance, like there's an artist who like playing celebrity games and shit like that because they still love to play.
Right.
They decided what was more important. So that would be my advice. Just decide what's more important to you and what makes you the most happy.
Most definitely. And how did you decide what was more important?
How did I decide that? I don't know. I think it just happened. Honestly, I just always would find myself looking for ways to record. And like in school and shit, and it would never happen, and that shit would fuck with me because I wasn't making any music while I was in school. In college, I was just playing football. Right. And I don't know. I think I really don't know. I really don't know why I chose music over football. It just
felt right.
It just felt right, and it probably had a lot to do with fucking Buckhannon, West Virginia too. Sure. Like, it wasn't shit out there, so it wasn't like, I don't know. I was young, dude. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, what am I, 26 now? It was almost 10 years ago. It's like 8 years ago. Yeah. That's crazy, you know what I mean?
That's a wild ride.
Yeah.
That's a wild ride. And actually reflecting now, I mean, you're 26, you started making music 8 years ago in college.
Well,
really right before that, but really seriously, you know, within the past 4 years, 8 years, and that's when you made that big decision 8 years ago. How far do you think you've come as an artist? Do you feel like you've grown a lot?
I feel like I've grown a hell of a lot, dude.
Yeah.
If you, and that's the thing. Like I have like all my proof is there though that
Right.
I've grown.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If you just look up, I used to go by Young D. Then I went by Flow. And now I'm Flow Simpson. That's already 3 evolutions right there. You
3
know
volumes.
There's 3 volumes of me right
Right.
there. Like also like with my SoundCloud and shit, I don't take none of that stuff off. So like if you can go down like to the very bottom and you can see like the growth in the engineering.
Sure.
The growth in the artwork, the growth in the lyrics, the less cursing. It's just like it's all there. Like you can go down my Instagram for as long, like you know what I mean. I cleaned it up a little bit, like you know I took some of the extra stuff out, but like if you go down, you can see from where like I was performing over my vocals.
Yeah.
You know at Los Olivos where like fucking Benji Fly was like fucking doing his thing now. You know what I mean? Like meeting those people like way back then and like it's just like it's proof that
it was from here point A all the way over here now to point B and now we're moving on to point C. And what does that look like? What are you looking to do with your sound, with your creative aesthetic?
I just want to keep it doing what we always done, just better and bigger and just more like that's my thing. Like I'm not looking to blow up off a song. You know what I mean? I'm looking to have that core group of people who like appreciate what the fuck is going on, you know, like like I've been like Stay Cool has came through a lot of shit. Like we've got new members, we've dropped members, we've had merch, we've did shows, we've been on tours, you know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
And that's the growth there just from like starting from absolutely zero.
Sure.
You know, it always goes back to my fucking mom, huh? She's the
main support, man. She's the pillar.
Yeah, she is. She's like my fucking rock. But I used to just you can ask her. I used to just record in her cake closet. You know what I mean? I used to pull all her fucking cake shit out because she bakes cakes.
Okay.
You know, for like clients and shit.
Sure.
She makes money off of that. She's actually really good at shit. Like it's crazy.
I have to go to Baltimore and get a cake from your mom.
Oh yeah, and it's good cake too. I used to pull all her shit out. And I used to sneak into it, you know, and I used to like forget to put like pans back and shit. So like that's just from right there, you know. You come from recording and that, and then like you know you get to the real like we get better studios, better equipment, all that shit. You go from there to there. That's good enough for me. Like you know, and like people will see it one day, you know. I'm in no rush for them to like
patience.
Yeah,
I think you have more patience than anybody I've met.
Yeah?
I don't think enough people realize how patient you have to be.
I have to be, because like, you know, like, and you know, I probably look like I'm not doing anything, you know, but like, it's always something that's happening, like, regardless if it's just, like, you haven't seen me post anything in forever or a new song, but like, we always have new songs. It's just all about like, the time to do it, like, because like, everything's always going on. You don't want to rush. I want to make sure the artwork is right sometimes, and a lot of
sure. I mean, it's the process. You want to trust the process and be patient with it and make sure things are released at the right time. Tell me a little bit about. We're getting close to the end of our time here, actually, but I want to talk just briefly about what would you be doing if you weren't doing music?
I hopefully would be in someone's fucking training camp right now, playing football. Cause I think that was my way. I was good. Like I was good. I was good enough to make D2. I mean, like I didn't go to JUCO. I had good grades. I didn't like have a junior college situation. So like, I don't think. Hopefully, I would think I would be in a training camp, or I would have transferred to D1 by my second year. That was my plans. Like, I had it all figured out. Like I really felt like I had the talent enough to be playing my freshman year if I wasn't redshirted.
Sure.
Honestly, like me and my good friend Brian Chapman, I was just talking to him the other day too. But me and him, I think we had a real good chance of actually like playing. Like in my opinion, at least. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what I would hope I would be doing. But I'll probably just be a regular nigga working like everybody else. Like I don't know. Definitely into nothing crazy.
Just doing you.
Yeah.
Just doing you. I like that. And if you could ask your fans any question, what would you ask them?
I don't know. Why do you like me? I feel like I said that last time, but I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I don't really. What questions do I have for you guys? I don't know. Who do you want to be? I want to feel like I got to say something profound, but I don't really have anything
Just gotta
profound.
say you, man.
Yeah, I just. Well, just. Why do you like me? I guess. I would love to know. Like, I would love for more people to reach out to me and just talk about anything. You know. Why don't y'all do that more? There you go. Why don't you guys hit Flow Simpson up more when you see me and stuff and all that stuff? Hit me up. I don't know. I feel like I fucked that part up, but that's okay. I hope.
That's all right. That's all right. And if you were gonna give him any advice,
I just feel like you should just do you too 100%. Whatever it is you do. You fucking cooking pastries and some shit and you like it, do it.
absolutely,
Be fucking amazing at it.
absolutely,
Honestly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So maybe the question is then, why aren't you doing you 100% of the time?
Me?
No, your fans.
My fans. Oh, yeah. Why aren't you doing you 100% of the time if you aren't? That is a good question.
Facts. Flo, that concludes our time together.
Thank you, brother. It was
Pleasure
fun.
having you.
It was so fun.
This was Indie Interviews, guys.
Yeah,
We'll be catching you later. Stay tuned for the next one.